the guard! Come on, jump to it! Duty officer's on his way! Guard! Right, dress! Come on, smarten up, he's on his way! Eyes, front! Guard present and ready for your inspection, sir.
Carry on, Corporal. Improperly dressed.
Squadron orders.
Dirty brasses.
Squadron orders.
Unshaven on parade.
Squadron orders. And don't argue.
Disappointing turnout, Corporal.
Sir.
Carry on.
Sir. Slow! Arms!
So, didn't think I'd do it, eh? That's 2 brandies you owe me. And they better be large ones.
Well, it's the first time I've seen the Guard paraded since I left Blighty.
They've gone too far this time. And if you don't do something about it, I will.
Rubbish. Rubbish. Boy. General Staff had their way. There wouldn't be any time for fighting, much less flying. Here you are. You'll deal with that. There's a good chap. Thank you.
Permission to speak, sir?
Yes, of course.
Well, it's a bit ticklish.
Oh. Yes, what is it?
Well, I don't like this, sir. Any more than you will, but...
Well, go on.
Well, it's about Sergeant Farmer, sir. And, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Gaylion.
Are they fallen foul of each other, have they?
I only wish they had, sir.
Oh, go on.
Well, the truth is, sir, they're thick as thieves, and... Well, it's causing a lot of bad feeling.
Well, since Sergeant Farmer caught that bullet in the leg, he's been acting as Mr. Gaylion's observer, so they have things to discuss.
Over drinks in the town, sir. In the sergeant's mess.
Sergeant Mills, we're a topsy-turvy organisation. Now, there are NCOs, there are airmen who can service aeroplanes, repair them, fly them. And there are officers who scarcely know where the petrol goes, can hardly find their way home without a ball of string, and that just does upset the hierarchy. Up there, a pilot is a pilot.
I'm not talking about up there, sir. I'm talking about an officer and an NCO living in each other's pockets on the ground.
I can't tell people what to do in their spare time.
Well, that's a matter of opinion, sir.
If I could, I wouldn't.
Well, I'm not being dog in the manger, sir. I've served with the brigade, and to my mind, their way of getting on's inhuman. I'm all for a bit of give and take, sir. It's just... Well, what I mean is, sir, that nobody knows where they are when it gets out of hand.
Strong terms.
Well, judge for yourself, sir. Well, never mind that Mr. Gaylion's always in and out of the sergeant's mess.
Well, he can't be this invited.
That's just what I'm saying, sir. Well, he was duty officer last night, sir. Paddy Lisbon was guard commander. Mr. Gaylion asked him to turn out the guard.
Yes, that's unusual. As duty officer, he's entitled to call the men on parade. Are you suggesting the parade might have been inspired by Sergeant Farmer?
I have no reason for thinking that, sir. Oh, it's not just Paddy Lisbon, sir. Most of the NCOs are getting hot under the collar.
Yes. The town major feels the same.
Yes, sir, I'd heard.
Yes, I didn't realise. It spilled over into working hours.
There's going to be trouble, sir, if it goes on.
Yes. Yes, you're quite right to raise it with me, Sergeant. Thank you very much.
Do you want me to tackle Sergeant Farmer?
Not for the moment.
I wonder what we've done wrong today.
Pessimist. Probably got a mention of dispatches.
Well, if the sergeant's mess barman's got anything to do with it, I know just how it'll read.
Morning, Sergeant.
Sir.
Bob.
Sergeant.
Come in.
Mr. Gaylion and Sergeant Farmer, sir.
Come in. I'll be with you in a moment. Mr. Gaylion, you were duty officer yesterday.
Yes, sir?
I understand you turned out the guard for parade.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did, sir.
glad you take your ground duties seriously.
Thank you, sir.
In the future, whenever you're duty officer, I hope you're going to make a habit of turning out the guard for inspection.
I think that might be rather unpopular with the men.
It'll be highly unpopular with me if you don't.
Yes, sir.
Good. How's your leg, Sergeant?
Oh, much better, thank you, sir.
Good. Now, I'm sending you both to England.
Mean you've got us full of leave at long last?
No, nothing of the kind.
Ah.
I've managed to extract a replacement aeroplane from Park. Miraculously. There's no one to fly it out from Farnborough.
And you want us to go and collect it, sir?
Yes. Travel warrants, form of authorization, and away you go.
Sir, thank you very much indeed.
Sir? Cheers.
Splendid. Why are you so down the mouth?
Well, why is he sending me?
Well, God knows. Never mind, get the whip out. We can be in London by tea time.
Not for me.
Why, ever not? Listen, if you're worried about where to stay, there's heaps of room
No,
at
it's
my
not
place.
that. I mean, thanks, but...
But what?
Well, I promised my girl I'd go and see her when I got home.
Lord, thought that was all off.
I still owe her an explanation.
Oh, my word, you do things the most difficult way, you really do. Never mind, when you come back, we'll paint the town red, what you say?
You have a wonderful way of making things sound easy.
Well, generally speaking, Elder, they are.
That's it, I'm afraid. I expect his orders was changed.
Perhaps.
Very likely. He'd be here if he could. Stands to reason. Well, I know I should if I was Alan.
Thanks.
So don't you go worrying. They'd have changed his orders, I'll be bound. My boy Ben, he says it's forever chop and change out there without a bit of consideration.
Evening.
Evening, miss. And hope to see you soon. And with better luck next time.
Where are we? God knows. We're not at a station, that's for sure. Can't see a blind thing.
God, you're packed like sardines down here.
We can't all travel first class.
Yeah, more's a pity.
What's going on?
Not touch of the bite a bit, I'm afraid. Zeppelin raid on London.
We're nowhere near London, sir.
Yes, I know. And unfortunately, whatever else, the Huns fouled up the railway system. According to some surly stoker, we're liable to be up to 8 hours late on the line.
Wouldn't you know, my first leave in a year, and much more of this than my old woman to move in with a milkman.
It's all right for son. Time I get to Newcastle, I'll have to turn round and go back to Dover again.
Well, there we are, I'm afraid. Just thought I'd come and let you know.
Would you like some, sir?
Oh, thank you very much.
Trains are all fouled up.
Jerry's have bombed London!
We're liable to be 8 hours late getting in.
Oh, and at this rate, we'll be lucky if we get in time for our early morning tea. Well, I must get back to my poker school.
Lorna will be wondering what's happened to me.
Oh, well, perhaps you'll think you're being cruel to be kind, eh?
What time would you park?
10 o'clock.
Well, I'll never get home back in time for that.
Well, providential, if you ask me. Well, no. Save you both a painful, unhelpful, and rather self-indulgent scene. Well, that's my unsolicited opinion, anyway. Excuse me. Thanks.
Mr. Charles.
Levin, you old rascal. Meet Mr. Farmer.
What'd you do?
Sir?
Make no mistake, behind that frowning Providence, he hides a frowning face.
We were expecting you last night, Mr. Charles.
I know, well, there's a war on in case you've forgotten. And why haven't you volunteered, eh?
Alas, my wounds from the Sudan, sir.
Well, where is everyone?
Your father, the brigadier.
Yeah, we know where he is. We just come from there. What about my mother?
Madam is in the country, sir.
Oh, whooping up the Women's Emergency Corps?
So I understand.
And what about my sister?
Miss Kate is in residence.
Oh, splendid. Kate!
She went out early this morning, sir, campaigning.
Against us, that is. Well, Evan, we need some baths, a spot of valeting, and a bit of breakfast.
Certainly, gentlemen, if you'd care to follow me.
And if you must inflict your conscience on that girl of yours, why don't you telephone?
Telephones are few and far between in Beckett's Hill.
Well, good God, man, the postmaster must have one.
Oh, yes, I suppose so. Well, Rudkin's got one in his shop.
Well, get him to pass the word on, eh?
That's all right.
What number do you require, sir?
Thank you. Well, I don't quite know, as a matter of fact. It's Mr. Arthur Rudkin, the grocer in Beckett's Hill. That's in Sussex.
Be so good as to get me a Mr. Arthur Rudkin, a grocer in,
Beckett's Hill.
Beckett's Hill.
It's in...
That's in Sussex, I am given to understand, miss.
Morning.
Morning. Did Alan have to go right back?
He never got down.
Oh.
He might have sent another telegram.
I hope he's all right.
Telephone.
What?
For you. It's Alan.
Alan!
Mrs. Farmer?
Mr. Rudkin?
Don't see the rabbit. Come along, ladies. Come along.
Have a heart. Girl's entitled to a bit of courtesy, for goodness sake.
Miss Longman,
What do I do?
hold it to your ear and speak into the hand.
Look, go on, say
Hello?
something.
Alan?
Hello?
Is that you?
Lorna?
It's me, Lorna.
Listen,
Where are you?
I'm in London.
In London.
About last night.
What happened?
Well, we got held up.
I met all the trains.
No, we got held up. Zeppelin raid, apparently. Made all the trains late from Dover. We've only just got in.
Can I say hello?
Your mother's here.
Oh, give her my love.
She wants to say hello.
Oh, all right.
Please.
Hello?
Hello, Alan?
Hello, Mother?
It's me, Mother.
Yes, I know.
I can hear you quite clearly. Can you hear me?
Yes, quite clearly.
It's imagine. Oh, did you get the cake?
Yes,
And the socks.
yes,
Were they thick enough?
yes, Mother.
Oh, you don't sound too sure.
The socks were very fine.
Oh, good.
Mother, could you pass me over to Lorna again, please?
Oh, yes, of course.
Now you take care.
And you?
Look, he wants to talk to you again. Here.
Are you still there?
Yes.
It's me again, Lorna. When are you coming down?
Well, that's the thing.
When?
I've got to go to Farnborough.
Where?
Farnborough, Royal Aircraft Park.
Now?
Right away, to collect a new airplane.
Will he come down afterwards?
Well, we've got to fly straight back to France.
Straight back?
Straight back. So I won't be able to get down, you see, so...
But I've got to talk to you.
Yes, I know.
You said you'd come and see me and explain.
Well, I meant to, but I just can't. I'll write. I'll try and say it all in there.
A letter's not the same.
Well, it's just the best that I can do.
You said we'd talk.
Look, it's not my fault.
Well, it's certainly not mine. You promised. And besides, another letter won't solve anything.
Look, Lorna, I've got to go now.
Alan?
I'm sorry.
Alan! He has to go to Farnborough. And then straight back to France. He hasn't got time to come down.
Very sorry.
If you're done, sir, your bathroom is the first door on the right, on the second floor. If you leave your clothes outside the door, I'll see what can be done with them, sir.
Thank you. Charles?
In here. Come in. Feed you, did they?
while I was dressing.
Good. Look a bit more human.
I wish I felt it.
Got any effort, did you?
More in sorrow than in anger. At least to begin with.
Never mind. Telephone's an instrument of torture at the best of times.
Haven't we better be on our way?
Indubitably. Levin!
Mr. Charles?
We're off now. Give my love to anyone who needs it, will you?
I shall indeed, sir. And I trust you have a pleasant journey.
Thank you.
Bye.
Lieutenant Charles Gaylion, sir. This is Sergeant Farmer. We've come to collect the new bus.
Stand easy.
You weren't expecting us, sir?
Oh, yes, and furthermore, you're here at the appointed time, but unfortunately we've had some trouble with the fuel feed.
Oh, intermittent starving, sir.
Yes, have you had it on the squadron?
Now and again, sir.
Have we? What does it do?
Cuts the engine at full power.
Or it can prevent you restarting.
Really? Thought that was all part of the game, sir.
Up until now it has been, but I think we've ironed it out.
It's usually a faulty inland valve, sir. At least that's what we found.
It was, but finding it meant stripping the engine right down. They're still working on it now. Unfortunately, we just haven't had time to finish reassembling it.
Well, when do you think you will be finished?
Late afternoon, early evening.
Well, we can't fly off in the dark, that's for certain.
I'm sorry, it's the best I can do.
Oh, that's all right, sir. I was wondering whether it might be possible... Well, looks as though we'll have the night on the town after all.
If I'd known that, I could have got home.
Well, no use crying over spilt milk, mate.
He's a pilot and a sergeant.
Sorry, miss, but it's more than my life's worth to let you in here.
He's been away at the front. We were going to be engaged. Only now he's broken it off. He was going to explain why. He's going back. This is my only chance to see him.
As I say, it's more than my life's worth. If I was to see you.
Worrying, what? Our machines are damn dangerous enough as it is, but now we've got women working on them, I mean, well, Lord. Anyway, I think it's time for a spot of late lunch. Go our separate ways this afternoon. Find a couple of girls ready to give their all and persuade them to do the same in congenial surroundings. And then, dinner, theatre, and then, what do you say to supper and dancing the Savoy? Should do the trick, what?
Lord.
So, mountains come to Mohammed, has she? Well, never mind. Prepare home when you get the chance. We'll put the pieces together again, eh? See, you're really no dark horse. I never expected anything quite so well. Yeah. Sure you're doing the right thing.
Come in.
Well, aren't you going to introduce me?
Oh, this is Mr. Gaylion.
Charles.
Miss Collins. That is Lord.
I've heard all about you.
Oh?
Well, that is to say lots. From Alan.
I, on the other hand, have heard practically nothing about you, which makes meeting you all the more delicious. But I'm obviously in the way. Perhaps we shall meet again?
Perhaps.
I look forward to it.
You're right. He is very nice. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
For coming. You're obviously not very glad to see me.
How did you get here?
Train. Meant changing a couple of times, but you couldn't come, and I've got to talk to you.
How'd you manage to get in?
The man at the gate. Oh, I don't want to get him into trouble. Perhaps I shouldn't have come. But you did say in your letter that you'd explain.
Yes, that's right. But it's not easy. Oh, sorry, sir.
I haven't seen you. Go on. I haven't seen you.
Yes, sir.
Remember when we were building your father's aeroplane in the big barn? I used to come down in the summer evenings and watch you sitting at the controls pretending to fly her. I thought I might have missed you, that you'd already flown off.
No, we've had some trouble with the fuel feed. We don't have to go till the morning. I'm staying the night with Charles.
Yeah. At least we've time to talk.
Well, look, let's go round the corner, shall we?
You've hurt your leg.
Yes, it's the standing still. Not so bad when I'm moving about.
But what happened? Were you wounded?
Yes.
You never said anything in your letters.
Well, it was hardly worth mentioning. Stopped me flying for a while, that's all. And Charles has observed till it's properly mended.
You look thinner.
Better blame the new cook and sergeant's mess.
And you look not exactly older, more different. But then that's why we're here, isn't it? Your letter was a shock.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it was your idea that we should, well, think of making things more definite between us.
Yes.
And that was before you went to France. And now you've changed your mind.
Yes.
You said it wasn't easy to explain.
Well, that's right. It's not easy.
Were you shot?
Caught one just below the leg.
Is it that you might be killed?
Oh, don't be daft! Can't you see it's not as simple as that? We're changing. Two people, when they're not together, when they're doing different things...
I know your letters off by heart.
But I know what you're writing about in yours. The people, the places, I know them all. I've heard it all
about
before.
The war. I ask about flying. I keep up with the war news all I can.
It's nobody's fault. It's just we're changing and we don't know where it's going to end.
You mean you may not want me?
I don't know, do you? But before, we hadn't. Well, let's just wait and see, shall we?
You don't want to finish all together?
I don't want, no. Although it might be better, and then... Well, if we could put... Then if we could start from there...
Where?
Wherever. Not feel we had to rush into things.
I see.
Do you?
In a way. Well, if that's what you want. What I mean is, would you mind if I wrote to you just now and again?
Of course not.
And just now and again, will you write to me?
If you want.
Should, please.
Very well, then.
Not to be a burden, but I love you. Still, no promises. Well, now we know where we are, don't we?
What will you do?
Go home, I suppose.
Give my love to anyone who needs it. I'm sorry.
You?
Beat up the town with Charles is the plan.
Good idea.
I'll see you to your train.
Don't bother.
No bother.
What about your leg?
I'll see you to your train.
Good afternoon, sir.
Who's that?
Me.
Oh, my dear fellow, I was wondering what had become of you.
I'm walking a bit.
Was it fearsome?
Fairly.
Rend you tooth and claw, did she?
Wherever she had.
You know, your conscience troubles me. Never mind, I shall personally take it in hand.
Oh, look, you got company, huh?
Oh, it's only Kate and a few of her current chums. I could do with a bit of support anyway.
If you have any more, you'll go pop.
You can't have any more.
Butt's there.
There are far too many already. Ah, the actual brutal and licentious.
Well, no need to ask what your views are.
All hail to the oppressor.
Now, hold on. Give the man a chance. They're Alan Farmer, Perry Alsop, Jane Crichton, Desmond O'Neill, and at the head of the coven, my sister Kate. Collector of lame dogs, espouser of lost causes, indiscriminate sympathizer with charlatans, disseminator of dubious ideas, and disaffection generally.
Hello.
Hello?
Don't look so worried. We exasperate each other beyond words, but deep down we're really devoted, aren't we?
Absolutely. Mwah. I was just telling Alan he was in time to take part in the great debate.
What's it about?
The war, of course.
They're all pacifists.
Members of the No Conscription Fellowship.
Well, what's the difference? Anyway, what would you do if some hulking great Prussian tried to rape your sister, eh?
Since I don't have a sister, I'd be rather surprised.
Well, if you did...
I'd be madly jealous.
I do wish you'd be serious.
But I am.
What do you think, Alan?
Well, it's rather deep for me.
But look at you. Haven't you taken sides?
Yes, I suppose I have.
Why?
Do you really care about Belgium?
Do you even know where Sarajevo is?
In any case, those are pretexts and not causes.
My country, right or wrong?
The tally-ho philosophy?
To fight is the natural attribute of man, and war brings out his finest qualities.
Who said that?
I just did.
You can't surely think the Germans enjoy it. Like fox hunting.
Well, Alan, I didn't start the blessed thing, you know.
No, but you volunteered.
Not as your average cannon fodder, either.
In accepting rank, you accept some responsibility.
Oh, good God.
Let's leave God out of it.
Yes, I should.
Thou shalt not kill, and there's no two ways about that.
Ah, but if it's a question of kill or be killed...
That doesn't make it right.
Well, if I'm about to be killed, it makes a hell of a lot of sense to me.
Morally indefensible.
Pragmatism invariably is.
Don't you mean atavism?
The law of the jungle.
Well, you're a big help, I must say.
Yes, I don't think you've uttered.
Chance would be a fine thing.
Are we to take your silence as assent?
I've been up most of the night, and it's been quite a day, so if you don't mind, I'll...
I don't get out of
Shame on
anything.
you.
Don't be shy.
Well, it's not very clever.
Someone gave you a white feather.
We don't want to fight, but by jingo if we do.
God bless the squire and his relations.
Shut up, Perry.
I wanted to fly. This was my chance.
Good Lord.
I don't believe it.
As simple as that.
Yes. To begin with,
And now?
there are fine men at the front,
On both sides.
perhaps.
Fact.
Who are you to judge?
I don't judge. The ones on our side, they're the only ones I know. Well, by and large, I'm proud to serve with them. That's all.
Thank you.
Well, go on. See if we can find you a bed, eh?
Bye.
Well,
Yes.
Why you had to jump down my throat, I really don't know.
He made me feel cheap. I just didn't want you to make us all look it.
Uh-oh. I recognize the signs.
Could we be on the road to Tarsus again?
Kate Militant, I refuse to believe.
I just thought he was honest.
There's no evidence that Genghis Khan was a liar.
Oh, you can be insufferable.
I must say, I find it difficult to keep up with Kate sometimes.
So I think, does she.
Oh, very deep, Desmond. Very deep.
Come on. We'd better get on to the meeting.
In here. Hello.
Hello?
How did you sleep?
Not too long. We aim to set out at 6. Hope Charles isn't going to be too mad.
He left you an itinerary so as you could join him.
Oh, thank you.
Something wrong?
I'm too late for the theatre and too early for the Savoy.
It's not your lucky day.
No.
Don't look as if you're raring to go anyway.
To tell you the truth, I'm not.
Then don't.
You sound just like Charles.
That's what he'd say.
Well, it sounds rather dreary to me.
Not half as dreary as limping round after him, trailing clouds of misery.
Sorry. Also, I don't want to get in your way, so...
Sit down.
Oh, thanks. Well,
Well?
you've got a lot of interest.
Or a grasshopper mind. Hungry?
Oh, not particularly, no.
When did you last eat?
Breakfast.
I'll go and forage for us.
Oh, well, not to be a bother.
I'm starving, personally. We'll have something in here on a tray. What to drink?
What is there?
Wine, beer, whiskey?
Whichever.
Watch it. You're so self-effacing you could disappear altogether.
A wine, then, please.
Wine it is. It's like a mausoleum, isn't it?
I wouldn't know.
I think so.
How was the foraging?
Thwarted by the egregious Levin. I think he's terrified my mother will find him dispensable. Result, he'll bring us what they don't want in the servants' hall in his own good time. Problems of affluence. However, pinched this without him noticing. Can you open it?
Oh, have a go.
Pinched this, too. Glass. Here, I'll do it.
Oh, can you manage?
Oh.
Well done.
Quick! See? Yes, come on, come in. Could you put it down there, please?
Shall I pour the wine, miss?
No, thank you, we'll do it. You may go to bed now.
But Mr. Charles...
Leave the night tray in the hall. I'll lock up after him.
As you wish. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, miss.
Good night. You see? 2 for the price of 1.
Well done.
I learned that from Charles in his last half.
Half?
Term. At Eton.
Oh, yes.
That's when he started.
Started what?
To blunt the panic, dull the pain.
Pain of what?
Whatever he has to face.
Flying?
Oh.
I didn't realise that.
I thought you were his drinking chum.
Well, now and again I didn't realise it was always a regular thing with him.
Well, now you know, so help yourself.
Oh, after you, please. Fruit? Would you like
I wouldn't
some more?
mind it. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
What's she like? Oh.
Oh, don't matter. It's not so
Sorry.
bad anymore. Lorna?
Pretty name.
Nice.
Not enough.
Nice enough.
Then?
Well, we grew up together, went to school together, everything. No, being so far apart, and I don't just mean distance. Well, at best, we're liable to get out of step.
Depends.
What seems to me we're bound to. That's at the best.
And at worst?
Well, she's my age and near enough. Do you know how long a pilot reckons to last at the front these days? 6 weeks. 2 months if he's lucky.
My God. No wonder Charles is frightened.
He doesn't show it.
Men don't, not in this family. My father beat that into him. Quite what that's got to do with...
Well, Lorna. Well, who wants to be left with a memory at 19?
You did it for her sake, is that what you're saying?
Well, don't you believe me?
I'm sure it's what you believe. I shouldn't think you're much good at lying.
Thanks.
Also, sure you're wrong. Oh, Charles thinks I'm a bit of a joke. No doubt he told you.
No, not really.
Well, that means he did. Of course I've made mistakes. Lots of them. Some of them extremely stupid. But I've very few regrets.
Well, it's quite something to be able to say.
I didn't invent the formula. It's just, since we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, we might as well get on and live as honestly as we can today.
And to hell with the consequences.
Well, not altogether. If you can see something you do, or don't do for that matter, is going to hurt someone or harm them, then obviously. But do you know the parable of the talents?
Yes.
Well, if that means anything, surely it means one has a duty to oneself. And that you, I, sooner or later, each of us, is going to have to account for how we discharge that.
Well?
Well, then, to shortchange that just because you're afraid of what may or may not happen, that seems to me to be a kind of blasphemy.
Well, I never thought of it like that.
Suppose your girl.
Lorna.
You might get killed tomorrow or fall in love with some French girl. Equally, Lorna might be swept off by the squire or succumb to tuberculosis. You just don't know. Nor does she. Nor do I. All we do know is that you made each other unhappy together. That seems a pity.
Yes. Well, I never imagined we'd be talking like this when I met you with your friends today.
Didn't you?
Or did you?
When you wouldn't play their game. Yes, I did. Can you do something with the fire? Amazing.
First thing you learn to forge. My father was a blacksmith.
Ooh, Vulcan.
Will I see you again?
Well, that depends.
On what?
You, mostly.
Then you will.
Good.
What happens, everybody?
Give me a bit of Mrs. Grundy.
Well, well, well.
Charles.
Well, this is a bit much, I must say. Here have I, at no small trouble and expense, been lining up enough fluff laid end-to-end to muffle Piccadilly. And where do I find the intended recipient of my generosity but here in my own house, compromising my own sister, damn it?
Charles!
You keep out of this! Of course, one must make allowances for other ranks. It would be foolish to expect the standards of polite society.
If I've offended you...
If you care a rap for my sister's good name...
I asked him to stay and have supper with me.
Then you should have known better than to take advantage.
I did not.
Where's your chaperone?
We could hardly have been more decorous.
That's what you say.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's not the point. Conventions are there to be observed.
I can't believe it. All this claptrap from you, of all people, putting us in the wrong.
Yes,
when
go on. What are you trying to say?
Careful.
No, go on. I want to hear. Go on.
Never mind.
You're talking about Simone, aren't you?
Yes, if you like.
Well,
all right.
how dare you? How dare you mention a French whore in the same breath as my sister?
Just because you're in a state about going back to the front, Charles, there's no need to take it out on me.
I shouldn't have said that.
Sorry.
I blame myself for letting you get ideas above your station. If you had anywhere else to go, I'd turn you out of this house this instant. As it is, I shan't speak to you again, and I'd be very grateful if you didn't speak to me except on matters of duty. Come, Kate. Kate!
Coming.
Wounded in the leg?
Yes.
But he never mentioned anything in his letters. How bad is it?
He didn't want to talk about it much. Anyway, he says he'll soon be able to fly again as a pilot. He's flying with Charles at the moment as an observer.
Did you see him off?
No, they're not going till the morning.
Then he could have come home.
He's staying the night with Charles.
Now, I don't mean to pry.
It's all over between us.
But why?
We've changed.
I see.
I wish I did.
What did he say?
We're changing. We don't know where it's all going to end, something like that. And in the meantime, no promises. Oh, it was all a bit vague.
Then it's not final.
Not exactly. We're going to write and... Yes, it's final. He was just trying to let me down lightly.
Oh, I am sorry.
Good. What kept you?
Engine trouble, sir.
Oh, you managed to win yourself an extra day, didn't you? Good. Well, I hope you had some fun.
Thank you.
You too, Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, well, it's back to normal duties now, I'm afraid. Thank you very much.
Sir?
Sir.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Mr. Gaylion? One moment. Thank you very much, Sergeant.
Sir.
Just what the hell did go on in England, Mr. Gaylion?
Frankly, sir, Sergeant Farmer overstepped the mark.
You're supposed to be an officer, Mr. Gaylion.
Sir?
He couldn't have overstepped the mark if you'd remembered that, could he?
I suppose not, no, sir.
This isn't a club, you know.
No, sir.
I don't give a damn whether people like you. If they don't respect you, they can't do their jobs. You can't do yours. And don't take it out on Sergeant Farmer. You're the one who's been a fool. If you don't keep your distance, nobody knows where they are. Is that quite clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, off you go.
Sir.
Come in. Yes, Farmer, what is it?
That's about my leg, sir. I think I'm ready to fly as a pilot again, sir.
Oh, yes. If I remember correctly, the doctor said it wouldn't be safe for you to attempt that for at least 3 weeks.
Oh, it's nearly 2 weeks now, sir.
Oh, so you know best, do you?
Well, I think I'm ready to fly a machine, sir.
You think you're ready?
Yes, sir.
You mean you're willing to chance your leg? If I'm willing to chance a precious machine, the life of one of my observers. You're such a brilliant pilot, of course. You can fly better with one leg than most of us can with two, is that it?
My leg isn't much better now, sir.
Oh. And what promoted this remarkably rapid recovery, Sergeant?
Oh, we're short of pilots.
Oh, don't lie to me. You've fallen foul with Mr. Gaylion. Now you come whining to me.
Not whining, sir.
Speak when you're asked. It's high time Mr. Gaylion put you on your place. You're a sergeant. You're a sergeant. Now just remember that in future. You may be a damn good pilot, but it doesn't alter the structure here on the ground. Ignore it, it'll confuse you. Fight it, it'll break you. Accept it. And it can give you a kind of security. Do you follow me?
Yes, I think I do.
You think you do what?
I think I do, sir.
Right, you've made your bed, you'll lie in it. You'll continue to act as an observer with Mr. Gaylion.
Yes, sir.
That's all. And salute, damn you!